Right, so today we're finally starting to build front suspension for Big Red. Alright guys, so as you can see there, we've got the two upper A-arm mounts tacked in there, so they look really good. And now that middle mount there is actually a bit lower than the other two because that's going to be the bottom mount. So the two A-arms on the bottom are actually going to share the same mount, so hopefully that works out alright. So yeah, next thing we can move on to is starting to make up that top A-arm mount, and then we can do the bottoms. Alrighty guys, it's actually the next day here. It's Saturday, so I've come out this morning, do a bit more work on Big Red, and I just wanted to share with you guys a build that I actually picked up a few weeks ago. So my father-in-law actually donated this to the channel, so it's going to be really handy. But yeah, I'll show you guys here. So yeah, this old trailer here is actually an old, I think it's a Jim's mowing trailer. So what the plans are doing with this thing is actually turning it into a little toy hauler, so we can actually move things around, because I actually don't have a trailer at the moment. And moving stuff like the golf cart is just a real pain without a trailer. So as you can see inside, we've got a fair bit of space in there. So what the plan is actually to cut out that front wall and push the whole trailer's length out to the front of this box. Because this box was actually for a lawnmower, so you can push it up in there. So yeah, that'll give us a lot more space inside. And then we've got a big toolbox on the side, so we can put in all like jerry cans. Oh, sorry, not the jerry cans on the front there, but big toolbox on the side, so we can put in all our tools and stuff when we're camping. Take the golf cart out camping and that. Now, I would love to build some type of rack to put the rooftop tent on off the camper, just to be able to bring it up, but the actual golf cart roof's going to sit way up here, so I don't know how that's going to work. So if you guys have got any ideas, definitely drop it down below. I reckon we'll keep the stock wheels on it and just flip the axle. Definitely give this thing a paint and some rust treatment, because the floor's all buggered in it. So that'll need a bit of rust treatment. And yeah, I think this thing's going to be pretty cool though, so we'll have to run some new electrical through it, probably some electric hubs. So yeah, it won't be a long build. I reckon we'll just do a quick one on this one. Anyway, let's jump back to it. All right, so these took a few attempts. As you can see, I bent that one almost 90 degrees, but I finally got there. Now these are far from perfect, but I think that we should be able to make them work. So I got a little bit of a gap to weld on that one, but that's fine. So what I've done is cut a little bevel on the edge there. So basically, we're just gonna weld these in just like that, sort of there. Sorry, like that roughly, and then one on that side, and we'll do the same on the other side. And then we should be able to take that bottom beam out of here and make the bottom ones go to the middle there. So let's weld these in. All right, so check this out, guys. This took about another hour, just playing around trying to get this side the same. Actually had to put a little extension piece just in there, but that's fine. It's actually turned out pretty good. So now what I'll do is start to make those bottom ones. Alrighty guys, check this out. That looks absolutely amazing. Now this was a ton of work and it's far from perfect, but I think it'll do the job. So as you can see, it's all just tack welded in at the moment. I did have to add another spacer in at the back there. Some of my measurements were a bit wrong, that's why I've had to do that, but they should be fine. So the next thing I want to do is grab these old coilover shocks that I've got left over from the golf cart when we did the lift kit in that. So I want to try and make up a mount and put those in here so we can use those. Alright, so we've got all those shocks done now, and this thing is almost ready to take off the table, but one last thing I want to do is actually mount up a fuel tank. So this is a little 5 litre diesel fuel tank for a diesel heater. So I thought this is a nice small compact design. Now what my idea is to tuck it up behind the seat on an angle, and then what we'll do for the filler neck is we'll actually pop the spare wheel open, and we'll have a little hole inside so we can fill it up inside. And then we may have to run a little pickup pump because our carby is actually going to be up quite high and this will be down quite low. So what I want to do is mount this up and just see if it'll work gravity feed, see if this engine will run, and if not, then we'll have to get a little pickup pump for it. So yeah, let's mount this up. Alrighty, so I cut a heap out, got this body sitting a lot better. So as you can see there, I've got room down there for a filler neck, so you can fill the tank up. But this tank is just too wide. When I measured it, I think the body was sitting back a little bit further. So what I'm gonna do is try and find a round tank, plastic round tank, try and fit it in there and then put the filler neck up there. So we might have to do a little bit of welding. Could even buy a piece of 100mm pipe or something and then cap both ends and make it out of mild steel. Anyway, I think that should work, but for now we'll just use this as a test run tank, so we'll be able to strap to it wherever. So I reckon we'll get this thing off the table and see how it sits. Alrighty guys, so I've got this all propped up. I've put the carby on, got a temporary fuel line. The wiring is just all cable tied just out of the way, and I'm having a great deal of difficulty trying to hook this up to the engine. So as you can see there, we've got the magneto inside here. It's got 5 wires, so 3 whites, a green with a white trace, and I think it's a blue with a white trace there. And I'm trying to hook it up to this new wiring kit that I got, and it's just not working, so I'm just not getting any spark. So I put a new spark plug in and everything, tried all that. So yeah, I'm not too sure what to go here. I think I'll just have to do some more research, but if you guys know any diagrams or any sort of thing you could send through to help, I'd really appreciate that. So I think we'll just have to leave that on the back burner. We'll fit the body up and see how this thing looks outside. Alrighty guys, check this out. I have a very own Power Wheel sitting here. This is super exciting. So after watching many years of Grindhardt Plumbing Co., Council House Creations, Jack of No Trades, all those guys who have built a beast like this, I'm super happy to actually have one of my own. This is the first time I've actually seen it out of the shipping container, so it looks really cool. Now the first thing I will mention, is that rear guard. We do have to actually push that diff back a bit further, because that's as tight as I can get that body to sit. But yeah, I think this actually looks pretty good. So the front suspension is solid. Those shocks are actually rated for a much higher rating than we need, so that's fine. The rear does sag a little bit with me in it, but that's all right. Now I do have a bit of trouble with that engine running too, so I don't know what we're going to do there with the wiring. I'll just have to try and figure that out. I am actually a little bit disappointed. I did want to hear this thing run to make sure it actually ran and went through all the gears, but hopefully we can do that in the next video. Alrighty guys, I'm going to have to end this one here. Thank you guys for watching. We did get a lot done in today's video. This thing is pretty close to being finished. Yeah, in the next video guys, hopefully we get that wiring sorted. We'll add some rear brakes and an exhaust to this thing. Hopefully get the carby sorted out and get this thing running. So definitely make sure you guys subscribe, because you do not want to miss out what we have planned for this and future builds. And we'll also be starting up that new toy hauler trailer very soon, so let me know down below what you guys would like to see done to that. Make sure you guys smash that subscribe button, notification bell, so you don't miss anything. I'll see you guys in the next one.